This
He
conference
told
will
like
now be recorded.
that issue will be definitely sorted out today. Okay, definitely today, end of the day, or by tomorrow, you will be expecting all the videos. Okay, he has some drive issues. Okay, that is what I yesterday I spoke with him personally, and I just why because even you people need practice, right? So I personally seriously asked like for sharing them. Either today EOD or by tomorrow you will be getting everything. He's working on it. Okay, that is a quick update. Okay, fine. And coming to the today's session, I guess ActiveMQ try to do it like subscribing. Why? Because it is similar to VM only. Nothing new in that. So we don't need to think much about that. It is just the same as VM. Okay. And coming to the today's topic, let us go like web service already we have discussed long back if you have remembered. We have discussed about the web service visual elements, how the visual elements looks like, right? So uh, we are able to connect it to the database. We are able to connect it to the external database of MuleSoft. We are able to connect a queues, external queue that is ActiveMQ, and we are able to connect VM. So target systems can be anything. It is not like only DB. It is not like anything. It can be. It can be an adapter. It can be a connector. It can be another REST service as well. Okay, so today we will connect with a different connector. That connector is like web service connector. Okay, if I assume like I have a source system, right? I have a source system and mule is in between. Okay,
Madam, could you
and
please share your screen?
yeah, I'm not telling anything. I'm just repeating the theory. Okay, just now I have started. So wisdom last time we have discussed there it will be a types, right? There will be a types, there will be a messages. If you remember long back, we have discussed this. We have discussed types, we have discussed messages, we have discussed port types, and port types gives the information on operations, right? Port types. So and service bindings information will be there in any wisdom, and the final one is service that we have already discussed this topic before starting, right? So the same thing, any wisdom contains whatever the wisdom. For example, if my target system is SAP system, those people are giving me an wisdom. Excuse me. I assume like these people are exposing wisdom to us. Okay, this is they are giving us wisdom to MuleSoft. So we have to connect to that wisdom, and we have to send the information. For example, let me assume like I will assume like small thing only. By seeing the port types, I have seen like SAP system is exposing addition, multiplication, subtraction. Okay, so like that, so multiple operations are there. So by seeing that port types, I understood like this fellow is exposing these many operations. In the real time, it will be like create order, update order, delete order, create customer, update customer, delete customer. Like if not, it is like create account, create update account, delete account. Like that, the operations will be okay in the real time. But for understanding purpose, I am taking a wisdom which has only addition subtraction so that you will understand very smoothly. Okay, so these operations are there, so we have to send an input, we have to track the output, but that should happen through wisdom. That should happen through wisdom. So I am thinking that this wisdom, this is an online wisdom. Just I'm pinging you for your practice purpose. MuleSoft wisdoms, none of the wisdoms are working, so I am not I tried like getting them, but somehow I'm not able to it, they are there, but the same URL is not working. I think some maintenance or something is going on from their end. Otherwise, I would have taken that visual only. Okay. But instead of that, anyhow, visual call is same. Calling of visual never changes. It is same. Okay. So assume like this is an online wisdom. This is completely a visual open Google open wisdom. That directly we are calling open wisdom now. Okay. So this wisdom is something. Okay, this whistle, if I open this whistle, okay, if I open this, I'm muting, somebody has unmuted, a lot of disturbance I could hear. Okay, yeah, I'm muting. If any doubt, you can just unmute it. Copy. And if I open this whistle, okay, I'm opening this whistle. Oh, what happened? Okay, otherwise let me open somewhere else. Even this wizard is not working or what? What happened if we start wizard somehow even open resources are also not working? Very strange, yeah, seriously. Seriously, very strange. If I am starting this topic, somehow this is not working. Okay, let me check once again. Okay. Now it opened. Sometimes you see, open, all these are open resources, right? Even MuleSoft and everything, these people are like open. Sometimes if their server is something down from their end, it will be a problem for us. Okay, fine. Whatever the case. Okay, before it is becoming down, let us see. See, this is element, we know it. See, subtract, response. These are all message type. This is schema. Okay. See, this is schema. Schema, normally in the real time, the schema will not be there inside the database, inside the tags. Sorry. See, under types, definitely in the real time, the schema will be separate. Here it will not be there. Just they will give one link. If you open that link, all these elements will appear over there. Okay. As it is open, they have embedded these elements here itself, but in the real time you will not be seeing it. You will never see under types, the whole schema you will never see. The whole schema will not, you will not be seeing it, definitely no. So a separate file will be there only, just like in this. See, here link is given now. In the same way, a link is given to them. If you click on that link, there you could see all these elements. As it is open source, so everything here we are appearing. So if we see the elements, you see, for addition input, what all the elements are there? Int a, int b, which are of integer type. Okay. In the same case, what response we are expecting? We are expecting result which is of integer type. The same case with the subtraction as well. Okay, so these elements will be referred by messages. If you see the message, see addition message. If you see the message, see, we are saying add message element. This element we are calling it. Okay, and so the same case, add response, here we are calling it. Same way, subtraction input, subtraction element, which is we have defined at the top. If we see subtract element, what is this element is containing? A and B. So the messages is nothing but it refers elements in the schema. That elements are nothing but integer A, integer B, whatever the inputs and request and responses. Say the same case with multiplication and division. So division response means division response. Here you can see at the top in the schema, you can see that division response. Division response is nothing but division result. Integer we are getting. So whatever the elements at the top are there, these elements are referred by messages, and these messages are referred inside the port type. See, this is operation name. Now, if you are seeing the input message is add SOP input, add SOP output. For subtraction, add SOP. So what is happening? Messages are referring elements, and operations are referring to these messages. So if you see, long story short, if you are seeing this in the types, just integer A, integer B. So what is required for that operations, only that things you could able to see it. Okay, result. That's all. Okay, you could see it result, and these are referred by. So whatever the elements here, add a addition request, addition response, addition subtraction input, subtraction response, whatever the elements here you are defining, those are, we are again referring in the messages. In messages we are calling that elements, and if you see inside this operations, you will be calling the messages. Whatever the messages is there, add input message. So if you keenly observe that visual, you will observe, you will understand. Add response message. So in that way you are seeing. Subtraction also the same case. So the operations, binding is nothing but SOAP, as I said. SOAP, binding information, it is nothing but a communication between you and me. English is a protocol. In the same way, for them to communicate, with those elements through browser, SOAP is a SOAP acts like a communication protocol. So which version we are using, all that will be contained in the binding. And service is something like where exactly it is running, where exactly the service is running, that you could see. Okay, so that is the link between messages to elements. Okay, operations, first it starts from operations. Operations refers messages refers elements, which is in the types. That is long story short, that is the case. See, operation here we are seeing. So operation add, subtract, multiply, divide, all these are operations that you can see. All these operations you can see under port type. Okay, under one port type, under calculation save port type, you could see all these operations. How many operations are there? Three, four operations are there. And binding, as I said, binding is something, it completely depends on like soap, how the soap behaves. So you no need to bother much on this. Binding is completely a protocol information, so no much importance. Just uh, we can just we can just leave it. And calculator and all these are bindings. Four operations are there, so four operations related bindings information it is shown. A final and important thing is service, and this is the actual location where our service is running, where their service, I assume like SAP system has given that result to me, right? So in their system, in their, this is the location where their actual code is running. Actual code in the sense, see, here we are giving only a comma b, that is, I, for example, I have selected addition operation and I have sent like 10 and 12. Okay, so 10 and 12, who will be adding? 10 plus 12, it has to add and it has to give the result. Where that logic implementation is there, that logic implementation they have written in the SAP system, and there you can find it. And this is the location where the service is running. Okay, so that is, yeah, that is service. Okay, now in our POC, we will try to call this whistle and we will try to send some integer values and we will try to track it. So in that way, we will come to know how a whistle will be invoked from MuleSoft. Okay, how a whistle will be invoked from MuleSoft, that we are trying to check it. Okay, so let me quickly create a project, and I have given that URL as also for you guys. So I thought like getting a whistle from MuleSoft, but somehow their services are down. Okay, so I'll give the name as
One question.
services. Mm-hmm. Let me.
Madam, that URL is given to the developer or we are search for any web?
We will not be searching. As I said, whistle will be given by either a source system or a target system. We have to connect it to their system, right? They will be giving us. Okay. So here nobody is there in our training to give. So we ourselves have searched one whistle and we are trying to learn how to invoke a whistle from whistle. Tomorrow, if any real time system is giving to you, then you should know it, right? How to configure, how to call, you should know it, right? What all the elements you are using in the MuleSoft, from the MuleSoft stand for invoking whistle, you should know it, right? So for that purpose, we have taken one open visual and we are trying it. Hope I answered your question. Okay. So now this is listener. Okay. Click on this. Oh, it is not responding. What happened to this? Okay. Let's wait. Huh. This is web service call. Okay. This is the listener. Now I am trying to invoke wisdom. For invoking wisdom, there is web service consumer is there. Okay. Web service consumer. In the add modules, check web service. Add it to your module. Okay. Web service consumer. Okay. Now add this. Everywhere we will be giving the connections. If you have observed ActiveMQ, if you have observed any database, SQL database or Oracle database, whatever the target system is, somehow we need to connect it to their system, and for that we need to establish connection. Okay, some either giving a connection or providing the credentials. Somehow we need to connect. Okay, and this is the wisdom location. Okay, now just it is resolving. We have to wait until it updates. Service name it has to update. So in the visitor, my service is there, right? This it will get updated over there. Service will get updated. My port type has to be port type also. It has to see. This is the port type calculator soap. Even that has to populate. We have to wait. We have to wait. Otherwise, it will be like we have to wait until it identifies. Let me click on OK. Again, I will open it. As it is, we are connecting completely a new service. It takes bit time for identifying. Okay, it takes time. We have to wait. We have to just wait until it populates. Refresh, refresh, refresh. We have to refresh. Definitely it populates, but it takes time. As we are connecting from our AnyPoint Studio to that Open Visual, right? So let me click on save. Okay, let me click on save. Again I'll try to edit, and again I'll try to check whether they are able it is able to load or not. In real expression language, if you want to give, we can give it, but here not required, to be frank, as it is direct HTTP. So no other properties we are populating, so no need to select that. It takes definitely it takes 5 to 10 minutes. So that is the reason what I have done is another project I just dragged and drop. So if you do see, definitely you have to wait. You don't have any other option. See, after that, after waiting 10 minutes, it will load in this way. See, if you have observed, service is calculator, port is calculators 12, and address is this one. Address is nothing but that service location. See, this is a this is the address, right? This address you could able to see it over here. This is what is the address. See, this is the location. This is the address. The same address you are seeing, right? The same has been populated, so it is nothing new, but you have to wait. That's all. So instead of waiting 10 minutes, we can't wait, right? So already I have loaded. I have waited for 10 minutes. It has loaded. It is also a same project if you observe. Okay. After giving this, after loading the details in the connection, you could see now 4 operations. Yeah, divide, multiply, subtraction, everything you could able to see it. See. Okay. I want to perform addition. You can perform it. Okay. Add I have done, but I am saying like payload. But I need to send as per my requirement. What I have to send for addition? I have to send what? Int A value, int B value. Right? Integer A, integer B, I need to send. Right? So for sending that, okay, we can send it through JSON. But okay, let us try. First, if I want to send, I need to, okay, let me open the Postman. First, let me create one JSON. JSON format I am taking. Okay. AB I have to take, right? Okay. Let me create one JSON format in the body. Raw, first I am framing it. JSON input, first I am framing it. This is not required. So instead of AD, I can keep like A value. Okay. And I can keep B value. Department is not required as of now. Okay. So here I'll try to give it as 45. Here I'll try to give it as 10, some values. Why? Because payload dot I have to mention, na? So that is the reason. First structure I'm taking here. Okay, now go back. Okay, keep some transform message. Okay, this is a transform message. And if you have observed, see, as I have selected addition, so addition under add method, integer A, integer B. This integer A, integer B is nothing but from the visual only, from the elements only we are getting. Why? Because this only we are invoking, right? So from here only we are getting given in our API. Okay. Now I'll try to create what I have to do. Okay, I will do one thing. I'll set two variables. I will do differently here. A value A. Okay. Here I will mention like payload dot A, right? That is what I'm from the payload I'm planning to take. Okay. Now this is done. A value I have taken. Okay. What happened? Why it is scolding? Okay. I'll take one more variable. I'll take it as value B. Okay, variable name also we need to give, right? Okay, now payload dot B. That value I'm tracking here. Some mistake, I guess I have done value only I have taken. See, display name could be anything. You can mention it like get value A. Otherwise you will confuse. Okay, get value B. Let me save it. Get value A, get value B. In two variables I'm taking. Now go to your transform message. As soon as you are declaring your variables, see here we already in under variables you could see that. Now try to map it as it is variable. We have not defined any metadata. Mhm. Wait, I'll do one thing. Okay, directly Y mapping is it is asking for metadata. Mhm. What happened? Okay, fine. Instead of creating through variables, we can do it. This is not allowing like direct one-to-one mapping. I'm not able to do it. We can do that directly. Vars dot we can write. Okay, but let me try even this one as well. Metadata as well. Okay, again this will come as string. Wait. I have done small mistake. Number we want to set, right? So let me give like B. Now we will save the file. Okay, we will save the file. We will keep it on the desktop. Add calc JSON, something we will keep for creating metadata. Calc JSON. Okay, calc underscore JSON. Okay, on the top on desktop I am keeping. Oh, it got saved as text. I need to save it as JSON na. Very torture. Extension we need to give it as JSON, otherwise it will not understand. We have not given that. Desktop. I'll try to give JSON calc underscore test. I have to give the extension, right? So I'll try to give first quotations extension. I will give it as JSON. Okay, and calc underscore test is my file name. Now it will be in the form of JSON. If you see, the extension is JSON now. This is text. Text will not work for us, so I am removing it. This is the JSON. Now we can create metadata. Okay, creation of metadata already we have seen. I can give any name. Create. Let me wait. Okay, JSON example. Okay, desktop. Where is my calci test? This is my calci. Okay, okay, number. I got it. Okay, I'm selecting it. I thought like instead of creating this much na, by creating variables, I thought like tracking, but that fellow has not listened. So let me comment. Why again to confuse? Let me toggle this. Okay, I'm not using any variables as of now. Okay, directly from payload only we are taking na. Already I have created metadata in the payload itself. Now we are able to see it. So nothing. Now I can see if I drag and drop. See, normally what I want to showcase is my intention is here it is Java, but here it is showing as XML. Under XML again addition into A into B it is showing, right? So if I drag and drop, if you observe directly it is changing it to XML. I have not done anything. That one I want to showcase by dragging and dropping. But in the variables it is not giving the option for direct mapping. If I am not, if we, again we have to type everything. So that I don't want to showcase. I want to showcase if at all you are invoking any XML and you are driving a direct mapping through payload, directly it will be, it is changing by itself. Till these many days what you have done, slash JSON, you have changed it. But here the input is identifying, the transfer message is identifying the format and it is itself is converting. That is what the beauty is. B also the same case. And what is this NS? NS0. What is this? Temporary.arg. If you go to your this one, your target namespace. Where is the target namespace? Temporary. Here is the target namespace. This namespace is nothing but this namespace automatically it is taken. What is this namespace? This namespace is nothing but for any wisdom. This is a one unique namespace will be given for any wisdom.
Madam, where it is, we cannot see.
See here target namespace. Are you guys are not able to see? I have highlighted. How about others? I have highlighted. I could see in my mobile.
Okay.
Uh, You could see it, right? I think your net is down from your end. Try to check it. It is not syncing, I guess. Okay. See, this is a target namespace. This target namespace, even our transfer message is able to identify. That is what the beauty is. What is target namespace? For any either a visitor or XML, one unique ID will be given. If it is numbers, if it is customer ID means normally customer ID will be unique, right? In the same way, for any XML document, target namespace is the unique one. For this is the unique. So that is the reason whatever is there in the target namespace over there, it automatically appended in the transform. See the beauty of transform, how intelligently it is behaving. And this add is nothing but it is trying to add in the add root element. It is itself is trying to add in the root element. If you preview it, if you check, if you click on preview, whatever you have written here, it will be in the form of XML. See, preview, just click on preview. The output of this, the whatever the XML you have written, the XML format is this one. So add is a root element and this is a target namespace. Integer a 45 it has appended, 10 it has appended, right? 10 it has whatever is there in the sample file, it is automatically. So it is automatically taking. So the output of this is this one only. So any web service will be expecting the input in the form of XML. So that is the reason we are like we have converted whatever we are getting in the form of XML and we are sending it to web service. Web service is nothing but web service itself indicates it will be in the form of XML, that we know it. Now I have sent the input 45 and I have now I am expecting response. I have selected the operation as addition, right? Now I'm selecting the response. I'm expecting the response. So take one more transform message. Okay, check, like, we are getting the response. This is the response. This is the number we are getting. This now I don't want in the XML format. I want it in the JSON format. Okay, I want it in the JSON format to the source system. Okay, now this result I can do like address. Now what I can, the problem here is, see, if anything we are getting from here, we cannot do it. Mapping is only the good option. For doing a mapping, we need metadata. Directly like element, if we are keeping, now we can keep it. Say payload I can keep. We can keep it, but manually we have to type add response. Okay. And then add response is this much. Twice it was added. Why do it twice here? Dot add result is a number. Okay, is a number. Now this value I am tracking in my add response element. Okay, let us see now whether it is hitting, it is reaching, we are getting a response or not. We will try to check it. Right now, let me add the breakpoint and let me clear my thing. And this is the input, this is the output. Now let us see whether we can able to hit that or not. Let me deploy it. Deploying it. I think by this time, even in this project also, it might have loaded. It takes time, Baba. You have to wait. As it is completely external system, you have to wait. You have to wait. It has to load. You have to keep it in open, and you have to select, click on this thing. Try to select it. So to try to select it. It has to load. You have to keep it open, and you have to click on like refresh. Then only it loads. Okay. You have to wait. You don't have any other option. So before my our class only, I have loaded this. I know it takes time. All these are external, right? We are depending on external services, so definitely it takes time. In the real time, it will not take that much. Immediately it will load. Why? Because everything will be within the project perspective, right? So we know we will not be having any issues there. Okay, let's see, let it load. Let it load.
Madam, hello.
Yes. Hello.
In real time, using the visual account creation is possible.
Operation will be account creation. Don't confuse.
Okay.
Operations will be different. అకౌంట్ క్రియేషన్, అకౌంట్ అప్డేషన్. మనకి రియల్ టైంలో ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే అడిషన్ సబ్ట్రాక్షన్ ఇవ్వరు కదా. అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్
Yes.
చేయడము, అకౌంట్ డిలీట్ అంటే ఆపరేషన్ నేమ్స్ అట్లా ఉంటాయని చెప్తున్నాను. ఓకే, సో రిలేటెడ్ టు దట్ ఇన్పుట్స్ విల్ బి like account name, first name, account last name, account mobile number. So the input will be like this. Because okay, in case of this, we are adding it. So that is the reason we are able to see only two integer values. But in case of real time, it is like elements will be like 10 or 15. That mapping we have to do. That mapping sheet మనకు ఒక ఇస్తారు. They will be providing us one mapping sheet, one Excel sheet. Please map this element to this. That kind of information it contains. And we will be following, and in our transformation we will be doing that. Okay.
అంటే
Okay.
what type of operations they are giving?
It depends on business. వాళ్ళ business depends on their business. So example I'm telling, like create API, create customer. So create customer. So customer create అవ్వడానికి మీకు ఏమేమి ఎలిమెంట్స్ కావాలి? ఫస్ట్ ఎలిమెంట్, లాస్ట్ ఎలిమెంట్, ఫోన్ నంబర్, యువర్ అడ్రస్, యువర్ primary mobile number, secondary mobile number, everything you will be you have to fill, right? The same information through payload you will be sending it to your operation. You will be hitting that and you will be sending in their system, in SAP system. You are mapping it, you are sending it. They will create the account and they will be sending the responses, just like how we are getting addition response here. Account has been created successfully. That kind of message you will get, you will track it and you will send it to the source system. Okay.
Okay.
So it completely depends on business. Okay, I got it. Let me check my payload. What payload I got it? Okay, let me transform this. See, I have transformed this, and I am like in the form of XML. In the form of XML, we are sending, we are hitting to this wisdom. It has to reach there. It has to reach there and it has to give the response. Now we got it. From there, from them, before transformation, if you observe, we are getting the result as 55. Have you seen it? 55 along with some headers and attachments, something they are keeping. So this is the actual response which we are getting, which we are getting from the wisdom. Not what we have done. We have tracked only this 15. Add response నుంచి మనం 15 మాత్రమే we have tracked and we have transformed in the form of JSON in our transformation, right? So that it will be displayed here. I got many things from the response, but what I need, I have tracked only that value and I'm displaying here. This is how a wisdom invocation is, right? Are you guys clear? I hope you are clear, right? So this is how any external thing. See, for MuleSoft, for middleware, na, we will not care. We will just wait for them. మీరు ఇవ్వండి, మేము చేస్తాం. If you are giving wisdom, we will invoke. If you are giving any queue information, we will connect to that. If you are giving any database information, we will connect to that. But you have to provide the details to us for connecting them. Without source, without target information, middleware or MuleSoft or any other middleware technology cannot do anything. They will not move even a single step. So if you are asked to create any API, you should be pretty much clear that the inputs are properly given. Inputs means what? How to connect source system, how to connect target system, what is the mapping sheet, from input what elements we are getting, from to target which elements we have to map. All this information you need to have. If you don't have even a single information, bluntly you can say, like, I don't have any proper information, I cannot create the API. Without any hesitation, we can say that. Okay. So now, see, if I use choice router, now this is the concept of how to invoke wisdom. I hope everyone is clear on this. Am I correct? Or still any doubts? Tell me why. Because I am taking another step now. I want to discuss about scatter gather. What is the difference between scatter gather and what and choice router I want to discuss. So tell me now whether you are clear on this part.
Create another project to another domain.
What domain?
Only
Yeah, no, only
format of Java only.
I'm not understanding what you're trying to say.
మేడం ఇప్పుడు మీరు క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ అనేది తీసుకున్నారు కదా, అది కాకుండా ఇంకేదన్నా తీసుకొని ఓన్లీ జావాలోనే మనం ఇవ్వాలి అని అనుకుంటే ఏదన్నా చేయండి.
జావాలోనే అంటే మనం డేటాబేస్ లో ఇచ్చింది జావానే కదా. హౌ యూ రిమెంబర్ దట్? In
ఎస్.
Java, when we are sending to database, what we have, which format we have taken? Is it Java or is it JSON? Anybody can
అవుట్పుట్
answer?
ఎస్ జావా.
Java.
Java. But then see, output Java in the middleware we will never use. Only when we are inserting it to database, especially different formats source system will be expecting, either JSON or XML or text file or Excel sheet. Excel sheet they want some data, but at least not Java. Clients will never ask for Java format. Why? Because if I send the Java format, even they will not understand. It will be like array listed or something. So definitely it is a kind of structure. See my JSON. If I am sending in this way, they can understand this. If at all the requirement is like only Java, then we don't have any other option. But no client till now in these 15 years, nobody has asked me to send it in Java. Either I have worked in many middleware space. My total experience is towards middleware. SOVA I have worked, OSB I have worked, BPM I have worked, EDI I have worked, MuleSoft I have worked, TIPCO I have worked. Nobody has asked for Java. That is for sure. So Java we will be using like in between for getting some other logic for attaining it, but not as an output. That I can surely say that.
ఓకే.
Okay,
ఓకే.
fine. So Akila, and I think you are also clear with this. Guru, I think this concept is clear for you. Invocation of wisdom.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that
I
is
get
fine.
it.
Yes. Now, why? Because I want to bring out the difference between choice router and scatter gather. Scatter gather is another topic. So choice is the name itself indicates choice. So if you want to invoke addition, so okay, you have a placeholder from the source system. You have selected addition. Then what will happen in the choice router? Only one route it will take, right? If you are sending subtraction from the front end, it will take it will go to subtraction path and it will execute only subtraction path. Okay, and if you are sending addition, if you have selected addition, so if you have selected addition and the choice router will take only that addition path. అంటే మీకు చాయిస్ రౌటర్లో మీరు ఏదైతే ఇస్తారో ఓన్లీ ఒక పాత్ మాత్రమే తీసుకుంటుంది, దాని రిజల్ట్ మాత్రమే ఇస్తుంది. ఓకే, ఓన్లీ ఇన్ చాయిస్ రౌటర్ ఓన్లీ దట్ పాత్ విల్ బి టేకెన్ అండ్ ఇట్ విల్ గివ్ ద రెస్పాన్స్. బట్ థింక్ బ్రాడ్లీ, I need addition response, I need subtraction response at a time. At a time I want both the responses at a time, I need it. Then we will be using scatter gather for getting, అంటే మనకు మల్టిపుల్ 4 ఆపరేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. 4 ఆపరేషన్స్ అవుట్పుట్ నాకు ఒకేసారి కావాలి. somehow I need, అంటే in my requirement, see it is here it is calculation, it will be strange for you, but some clients they will ask like they will be having two services they will, one is like REST service, one is like web service. They need the output of REST service, they want the output of web service, both the outputs they need it. So in that case there should be some option from the MuleSoft stand, right? That is nothing but scatter gather. We can use scatter gather and we can combine both the responses. Okay, so I quickly I'll add like choice. I'll scatter gather, gather. Whatever is scattered, I'm gathering. 2 services at a time I can call, I can track the response. So it will be like sleeping triangle. So any number of services can be combined over here. That is the beauty. Okay. For scatter gather, always like it will be like flow references. Okay. Click one flow reference, try to keep one flow reference inside it, and try to keep another flow reference. You can click down. Parallelly, you can execute it. It is not coming here. It has to come. Another flow reference. Down. See, down I can keep. Okay. In one flow reference, what I'll try to do, I'll do one thing. I'll create one subflow. Subflow create just now. In this subflow, I'll just try to keep ఈ కన్జ్యూమ్ అనేది దీంట్లోకి పంపించేస్తాను. ఓకే, ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ అనేది దీంట్లోకి పంపించేస్తాను. సో in one subflow I'm calling add method. Okay, one subflow, this is subflow, right? Add subflow అంటే అడిషన్ ని నేను అడిషన్ మెథడ్ ఇందులో పిలుస్తున్నాను. Okay, addition method I'm calling here. In another subflow I'll try to call subtraction flow. Okay, so let me create one more flow, subflow. I need both the results at a time. That is the reason all this hard work. Subtractional multiplication, whatever. Subtraction, subflow. Okay, subtraction, subflow I'm creating. Now I will be creating one more thing. I'll keep one more consume here. Okay, I'll keep one more consume. I'm keeping one more here. Okay, this consume it came. A web service consume I have to take. Let me delete this. I'll do one thing. I'll copy this. Okay, ఇది కాపీ చేసుకొని నేను ఆపరేషన్ ఒకటి మారుస్తాను. I'll copy this and I'll paste it inside the subflow. Control V. I'll do it, but I will change the operation. Why? Because I need to perform another thing, right? So I'll try to change subtract. Okay, I'll try to change subtract. Now I need a transform message. I'll try to keep it same like addition. For subtraction also I'll be doing it. Let it load. Loading ఇంకా అవ్వలేదు అనుకుంటా. Let it load. Why? Because I'm not able to see that input, subtraction input. Now I could see it. Now I'm able to see. Okay, now I could see it. Now metadata, it is also asking metadata, the same calci I want to take it. I'll just select that. Okay, for subtraction I'm performing this one, AB I'm sending. Okay, and later on I have to track the response, right? Response of subtraction, right? This is the one. Okay, subtraction response, subtraction result. ఇక్కడ నేను ఏం చేశాను, add result and add చేసా కదా. See here add, I will take subtraction response. Why? Because I want to maintain the same structure. So just I'm taking subtraction response here. Okay. Subtraction response. I want it like JSON. I want to maintain across. Okay. Let me stop the server here. It is dying. Why? Because while we are dragging and dropping, it is feeling a lot. Okay. Okay. Now let me bring up JSON. I have done it. Okay. Now let me copy paste here subtraction response. I will keep. Okay. Sub response. Okay. Now payload dot body dot subtraction response dot subtraction result. Okay. I'm tracking only the value. I will be getting in the body. I have many things, even header something blah blah blah, it is coming. I want to track only response, and that response I have tracked in the response. Okay. So I need addition and subtraction both the result at a time. That is what my thing is. Now in one flow reference, try to it is parallel execution. If you see the arrows, it is parallel execution that we can observe. Add flow. Okay, you are selecting an add flow. And here we are selecting subtraction flow. Okay. And finally, in one more transform, try to drag, try to keep outside the scatter gather, and it's resolving. See, if you are keeping outside the scatter gather, see, object 0 is addition response. Okay, add response. Object 1 is subtraction response. So at a time you could see that. And that, for observing that, I'll just track it as payload. Okay, see the beauty. In object 0, here two flow references are there. One is for addition, one is for subtraction. So in 0, it is handling the addition response. And in the subtraction, it is handling subtraction. Like that, any number of 10 APIs you are calling, 10 different things you are calling, 10 at a time, you can see the result, both the operations. Whereas choice is something like selected, only one path, that's all. Okay. Now let me keep the logger over here. Why? Because I want to debug it, right? So what I'll try to keep, just for our sake, I will keep period. Why? Because one debugger mode I want to keep. Here no other elements. We don't have that variables as well. So see, if I on the top, if I keep here, then you will then we can like next we can do that. Okay. So now let me deploy this. Okay. Scatter gather is nothing but it gathers the information. It gathers all the information in one response. For doing the same thing in SOA, in OSB, we will be using split join. The persons who are having SOA background, they will understand this. A long process we have to do for combining the responses from two services. See here services, here it is same service I have used, same WSDL I have used. Even you can use another WSDLs as well. Even other WSDLs you can use it. That is what the beauty is. Take any other WSDL, any other open WSDL. You keep it in one of the flow reference. You can track the output. So from both the services at a time you need the response. You can use scatter gather activity. It gives the complete response, but you have to keep one more transform after scatter gather. So inside whatever you want to do, you can do that, no harm. But outside of this scatter gather, you have to keep one more transform message. That transform is going to collect all the payload. Here I have kept two references, so two reference objects output you could see. If you keep 100 objects response it will give. Okay, that is what the beauty of scatter gather. So in requirement, if you have this kind of requirement, you can go for scatter gather. Initializing, we will test it and we will close here. See, one of the certification question also it will come. The output of scatter gather appears like this: option A, option B, option C, option D. So what output we will get, that we have to track. To be frank, along with this output, even some parameters, we will see the output in the postman. Then I will tell you. We will get some properties as well. That structure you have to identify, and other option you have to keep. They will give only payload. That is one option. They will give attributes properties along with payload. That will be the correct one. Okay, let me deploy it. Oh, okay. I have deployed. Okay, I have deployed it. Now let me hit once again. It will come over here. We got logger. Okay, fine. Now it went to scatter gather. As it is parallel execution, it goes, it executes. What happened? As it is parallel execution, it is sometimes like it behaves parallelly. You don't need to worry. It is not a scatter gather, is parallel execution. So parallelly it will execute. It gives the response. Now if you see it, see in the 0th object, if you see, you are getting properties along with payload, and outbound properties you are getting. Some attributes you are getting. So many things you are getting. See all these things, property headers. If you see inbound attachments, payload, outbound names, attributes, some protocol headers, these many you are getting. In object 1 also the same case. Inbound payload is, our payload is here. We know like 45 minus 10 is 35. And here addition we know like 55. So both the operations are output we could able to see at a time. So this structure you have to identify and you have to keep that option. Okay, what they will give, plainly they will give payload subtraction response, addition response, like that they will give. But the beauty of scatter gather is, along with all the properties, it brings the payload as well in the form of objects. Like here 0 1. What in one of the option they will mention like 1 2. You should not select that 1 2. And in one of the option they will miss payload. In one of the option, in another option they will miss like outbound inbound attach. This they will miss. You have to identify the correct option and you have to keep it. So long story short, scatter gather is nothing but, see here I have called same web service, but you can call even different web service as well. No harm in that. Two different services output you can track at a time. Let me tell you one real-time example. You are searching for flights, right? You will be searching on flights in your Google. So Indigo is giving, Indigo flights will be displayed. Some other flights, airlines flights will be displayed. So at the back end, what do you think? For Indigo, for getting only Indigo flights, you will call one web service. For getting, why? Because every vendor is different. They will be having their own service, right? Airlines is another service. So all the services you are keeping in your scatter gather and you are tracking all at a time, and in the Google page at a time you could see all the flights. Long story short, in that way you could see. That is a real-time example for scatter gather. So simply you are giggling, you are thinking like, okay, I am getting all the results, but that is not the case. Okay, I hope you got the point. Guys, have you got it? No response from anyone.
Yes, yes,
Got it,
Shivanavi.
right?
Yes.
Yes. Right. So in Google, whatever you are getting, all these are like this kind of activities. If at all they are using MuleSoft, they will be using Scattergun. If at all any other middleware service, the same functionality, even they will be having, they will be combining this and they will be doing it. Okay. Okay, guys. Chalo, practice it well, as it is open wisdom. I'll talk to admin once again. I'll ensure videos will be uploaded. I guess the issue has sorted out, but today EOD you will be getting. Okay, but meanwhile practice it. Only it is just a web service, right? I don't think there is any issue. So just to track and keep that consume and try to invoke it. Okay. Bye everyone.
Bye, madam. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Tomorrow same time.
Okay.